Hello and welcome to Brennan's Tech Tips. Today I'm going to be introducing a very interesting piece of technology. This is a cheap $100 Chinese tablet. This is the Chuwi brand. Now you probably haven't heard of this brand. This is a popular brand in China, but I purchased this on Amazon. And I'm actually quite impressed with this cheap tablet. Now this tablet is a 32 gigabyte model. It's got 2 gigabytes of RAM, a nice display at 1920 by 1200, the new Intel Cherry Trail quad-core processor, 64-bit. Got a micro SD slot, which I have a 64 gigabyte card in there, as well as micro HDMI, which is very handy, and of course the new USB-C. As a drone pilot, I lug my MacBook Pro around to all my flights with my drone. The MacBook Pro, while I like it, is very overkill for that application. So I wanted something that's more portable that I could bring to the field, easily throw in the bag, and this is it. The reason why I considered it primarily is because it's a dual OS system, which means that it runs Android as well as Windows 10. And that's something that you actually won't find in any of the name brand tablets. This is FIFA 15. And the graphics on here are quite impressive. So if I'm not a gamer, but if you do want a game on this device, you wouldn't be disappointed if you're looking for something cheap. The speaker on this device is very disappointing, I must say, but it's essentially useless. And the other design flaw with this is the speaker placement. If I place this on a surface, the speaker is completely covered, so it's not a good design there. So if you're going to be watching a lot of videos, maybe this isn't the right tablet for you. But pair it with a nice speaker, and this will beat any iPad speaker by a long shot anyways, and you'll be fine. This is Android 5.1, and there's no bloatware applications, none of that things that you can install. These are all things that I installed here, mostly for flying drones. I have Tower here, which is my main use for this. Now I'm able to plan a flight here. So if I pull up the editor, and I can drop points. And it's very convenient to be able to use a touch interface to plan. I could set, okay, I want my drone to fly at 75 meters, set delay, and do a lot of interesting things here. Because I could take this USB-C adapter, plug that in, and follow along the drone and see its location in flight. So that's really handy. Now this is the Android mission planning application, and it's good, but it's lacking some features that you'll find in the full desktop Windows application. And that's where this really comes in handy, because I'm able to switch into Windows and run some additional applications. But before I switch over to Windows real quick, I just wanted to demonstrate the video capabilities of this. As far as streaming, you could stream 1080p, and with the micro HDMI, I've tested this, and it works excellent for playing media. But you should note that this device does not have DTS audio support or Dolby Digital. So if you're hoping for surround sound, this is probably not the device for you. I'll just do a quick demonstration. Now, as far as quality, this is playing, actually streaming from my media server over Wi-Fi locally. And it's transcoding actually in real time here to 720p at 2 megabytes per second. And that's the best I could do on this device without skipping. And really, it matches my other devices over Wi-Fi, such as my MacBook Pro. Oh, now I want to boot into Windows. I just hold the power button and I can hit this boot to Windows button. Very, very cool. This is the exciting portion. I'm going to log in off screen here. Now this is full Windows 10. This is not the Windows RT version. The full Windows 10 desktop experience on this tiny tablet. It's really, really cool. I can pull out Mission Planner. That'll launch. And while that launches, I'm going to take my adapter here and plug it in. So now I can use a mouse with this tiny device. And it works decently with touch. But for things like this, the mouse really comes in handy. The one thing that I will say about Windows that I don't like is the scaling of Windows 10 is just absolutely terrible. This is something that I experience even on desktop Windows, all flavors of Windows 10 and Windows 8. The scaling is just terrible. And so you'll notice here, some of these icons are not very clear. And that's a Windows 10 issue, and it's one of the primary reasons why I prefer using Mac for most applications. So here's APM Planner 2. So you can see the scaling here. If you look here, these buttons are absolutely unreadable, but it'd be nice to have bigger buttons. I don't know if you can even see that. These buttons right here are very tiny. Scaling is not so great. You can right click just by pressing and holding. Here's the on-screen display, so I could make adjustments to the display, but you can see, I don't know if it's coming up on camera too well, but everything's blurry here. The scaling of Windows stinks. So that's quite unfortunate. It's not so bad on a bigger screen because it's more readable, but the scaling, these fonts are not smoothed at all. But being able to make configurations changes here is very, very cool. Thanks for watching. I'll have more videos later, and be sure to tune into Brandon's Tech Tips. I'll have plenty of more videos regarding the setting up of my second drone here.